Estimados amigos y amigas, quisiera saludarles en mi calidad de Ministro de Educación y poder comentarles cuáles son los principales focos de nuestra gestión, la que hemos asumido el día 11 de marzo del año en curso. En primer lugar, estamos completamente comprometidos con la recuperación de los aprendizajes a propósito de las brechas que provocó la pandemia del COVID-19. Este es un tremendo desafío, pues sabemos que al igual que en muchos países del mundo, las y los estudiantes estuvieron durante mucho tiempo alejados de las aulas, lo que claramente se interpuso como una barrera importante en el desarrollo de los aprendizajes. Al día de hoy, el 99.7% de los establecimientos educacionales del país se encuentran abiertos, atendiendo a niñas, jóvenes y adolescentes para continuar con su proceso de formación. Lamentablemente, hemos enfrentado en las últimas semanas algunos hechos de violencia, los que se justifican debido a la larga ausencia y distanciamiento que algunos estudiantes tuvieron de sus aulas. Es por esto que los equipos del Ministerio de Educación han elaborado distintos recursos y herramientas que les permitan reconectarse comunitariamente y poder comprender el valor de la convivencia escolar. Del mismo modo, hemos debido enfrentar algunas situaciones de violencia de género, lo que hemos asumido a través, ¿no es cierto?, de una jornada de educación nacional no sexista, lo que se nos ha permitido poder incorporar esta temática en estudiantes desde séptimo básico a cuarto medio. De esta manera, con estas dos acciones, estamos enfrentando la situación que probablemente está muy relacionada con la vuelta a clases sin una preparación adecuada, de manera abrupta, y sin preparación también de las y los docentes para enfrentar el retorno a las clases. Nuestro ministerio participa activamente en el Foro de Cooperación del Asia-Pacífico. Vemos en esta instancia un espacio privilegiado de carácter regional en donde los sistemas educativos pueden colaborar en red para compartir experiencias y prácticas. Siempre estaremos en nuestro ministerio disponibles para poder compartir experiencias y elaborar políticas públicas de calidad en conjunto que vayan en beneficio de niñas y adolescentes.
Your Excellencies, Minister of Education of Thailand, fellow ministers, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to participate in this year's Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation hosted by the Government of Thailand, especially today in the Education Network meeting that will play a very important role in our current efforts to recover global education and reimagine our post-COVID-19 future. I am delighted to tell you that this month is a special time for us in Indonesia as we are celebrating our National Education Day. This year's celebration marks our third year implementing Merdeka Belajar, or Emancipated Learning, our new set of policies that endorses education reform on a national level. In this forum, I would like to share our initiatives so that we can learn from each other's good practices. As its name suggests, our policy aims at emancipating education. With that in mind, we have begun to liberate students from the shackles of rote learning, memorization drills, and a curriculum that is out of step with the realities of the 21st century. We have begun to liberate teachers from the burden of excessive paperwork, administrative tasks, limited opportunities for self-development, and a too rigid curriculum that restrains teachers' creativity and talent. That is the grand design of our series of initiatives, including the newly released Emancipated Curriculum, which will radically change the Indonesian education system by shifting from the previously inflexible one-size-fits-all approach to a more localized, liberating curriculum. Indonesian teachers now have more autonomy to control the pace of their lesson, whether they want to move ahead or challenge, whether they want to move ahead to challenge or to take a step back to reinforce and strengthen. The pace of learning is in the hands of those who know the students best, the teachers. Meanwhile, students are enjoying a deeper learning experience of the skills essential for success in the 21st century, including both online and offline literacy and numeracy, alongside engaging character and moral education delivered in a much more meaningful, collaborative, project-based approach. To help teachers implement this emancipated curriculum, we've also created a digital platform specifically designed for teachers, providing them with hundreds of thousands of inspirational training videos and teaching materials, a series of individual performance and knowledge tests so that the teachers can actually do their own assessments to their students, as well as an open virtual forum to meet fellow teachers and foster the dissemination of best practices. This platform will give much more autonomy, much more freedom to teachers to explore creative lesson ideas, develop skills and knowledge, and help students to learn better. I'm excited to see what new pedagogical approaches will arise from liberating teachers to spread their wisdom and on-ground experience. There are currently more than 90,000 schools across Indonesia that have implemented the emancipated curriculum, which means millions of Indonesian teachers and students are beginning to enjoy their right as a lifelong learner. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that emancipating education is the way to recover learning from the impact of the pandemic and the shackles of bureaucratic systems. It is the way to reimagine an education that is robust, but also enables our teachers and students to really meet their true potential. And one of the fastest ways to reclaim our dream of a better and more prosperous future. I am so happy to have this opportunity to share our Merdeka Belajar initiatives to all of you, and I hope to learn from the experience of other members and strengthen our meaningful collaboration. Together, we can achieve an inclusive and sustainable education for all children of APEC members and for all children of the world. Thank you very much.
Apec and NET colleagues and delegates, good day and selamat sejahtera from Malaysia. Firstly, I would like to express my appreciation to the Minister of Education Thailand for giving me the opportunity to speak on visions of Apec education ministers towards Education 2030. Malaysia has made tremendous strides towards United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, especially in Sustainable Development Goal 4, which focuses on inclusive and quality education for all. Between 2016 to 2020, Malaysia achieved more than 95% universal access for enrollment in school. Malaysia also reduced the out-of-school rates for primary level from 2.8% to 1.8%, while secondary level from 10% to 7.6% within the same period. During the COVID-19 pandemic, schools were closed for conventional teaching and learning, while digitalization of education was accelerated. To ensure that learning remains holistic, even in challenging circumstances, Malaysia has implemented home-based learning, where teachers are given flexibility to adopt customized teaching approaches by considering students' capabilities as well as the availability of digital devices and internet connectivity. In developing online teaching and learning, Malaysia provided a variety of materials through our online portal called the Digital Education Learning Initiative Malaysia, or DELIMA. It served as the primary digital learning platform for teachers and students. To complement this, offline teaching and learning were also enhanced through television, as the government collaborated with public and private sector broadcasters to introduce a dedicated educational TV channel, which includes curricular and co-curricular related programs. Schools and higher education institutions are now fully reopened for face-to-face teaching and learning. This allows for more equitable access to education in a more engaging and interactive environment. While Malaysia is transitioning to the endemic phase of COVID-19, wide-ranging SOPs and guidelines on school and campus operation were introduced in ensuring a safe learning environment for students. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia fully supports the Apec Education Strategy 2016-2030. We have aligned our initiative with its vision and objectives, which emphasizes on inclusive and quality education for all. Let us work together in achieving the vision of the strategy that in turn result in further boosting sustainable economic growth, social well-being, and employability of our respective citizens in APEC economies. On that note, I thank you.
Es un gusto para mí saludar a distinguidas ministras y ministros de Educación y participantes de esta 39ª reunión de la Red de Educación del Foro de Cooperación Económica Asia-Pacífico. Hoy México vive una profunda transformación y por ello estamos comprometidos a concentrar nuestros mejores esfuerzos para la consolidación de los objetivos de la Agenda 2030 para el desarrollo sostenible. Tenemos muy claro este propósito, sobre todo a partir de los desafíos que planteó la pandemia COVID-19. Actualmente estamos trabajando en el cambio de currículum en educación básica, en donde se pone especial énfasis en las comunidades, en sus necesidades, intereses y contextos, así como en su bienestar situado y respetuoso de la diversidad de formas de ser y estar en el mundo, porque reconocemos que México es pluricultural. También estamos revisando y cambiando los contenidos de la enseñanza media superior a fin de asegurar la formación integral, de calidad y equitativa para todos los adolescentes y jóvenes, tomando en cuenta también libros de texto gratuitos y materiales de apoyo. Otro factor importante son los docentes, pues son ellos quienes son la base del cambio, por lo que se dedica un gran esfuerzo para mejorar la sustentabilidad laboral y mejorar condiciones de vida, así como su formación y actualización profesional y permanente, de manera que sean capaces de proporcionar a los estudiantes los elementos para desarrollar los recursos de acceso al conocimiento, considerados en el cambio curricular. En la presente administración, nuestro principal compromiso es con los más pobres. Por ello, implementamos la estrategia de educación inclusiva y equitativa, en la que se enmarcan 3 líneas de política pública. La primera, se otorgan becas para promover la permanencia de la población más vulnerable, y se ha beneficiado a 9.4 millones de niños y niñas y adolescentes y a 410,000 jóvenes. Segunda, se han construido más de 100 universidades en las regiones más pobres y marginadas para garantizar el derecho a la educación universal. Tercero, mediante el programa de La Escuela es Nuestra se busca mejorar la infraestructura escolar, el equipamiento y materiales de las escuelas de educación básica más necesitadas. Si bien estas acciones han cubierto algunas necesidades, sabemos que aún falta mucho por hacer. Durante la pandemia se llevaron a cabo acciones para continuar con los servicios educativos, con el uso de las tecnologías de la información y la comunicación, las TICs, así como con la creación del programa Aprende en Casa y Jóvenes en Casa, dando prioridad al regreso seguro a clases mediante acciones como la vacunación de docentes, a estudiantes mayores de 12 años de todos los niveles educativos, a personal administrativo, de apoyo y manual de todas las instituciones educativas. Para nosotros, la educación está obligada y tiene una gran potencia, detonar un proceso de transformación civilizatorio que permita salir de la actual crisis, prevenir y atender amenazas futuras, y por ello ratificamos nuestro compromiso y estén seguros de que continuaremos trabajando. Muchas gracias.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou, and hello and warm greetings to you all. I'm Chris Hipkins, the Minister of Education for New Zealand. Thank you for providing the opportunity to provide my vision of education's future towards 2030 to the Apec Education Network's 39th meeting. COVID-19 continues to cause significant disruption around the world and has far-reaching economic consequences, but disruption also provides opportunities for change. As we plan for recovery, APEC's an important forum through which we can rebuild and recover. Through APEC, education systems can cooperate and learn from each other in responding and adapting to a new global reality. A key part of our recovery from the pandemic will be through education and training, by equipping our citizens with the skills and knowledge that they'll need for a more prosperous future. My vision is to create an education system that delivers equitable and excellent outcomes. We're undertaking an ambitious change program to ensure that education is inclusive, equitable, and connected from early to lifelong learning. We want a high-quality public education system that provides all New Zealanders with lifelong learning opportunities so that they can discover and develop their full potential, engage fully in society, be globally aware and connected, and lead fulfilling lives. We're also focused on overcoming digital exclusion and enhancing equity for our Māori and Pacific learners and for their families. Our government recently launched 2 new strategies which set out the plan to improve the outcomes for young people and parents in maths, literacy and communication. These will help us to reach our goal of making Aotearoa New Zealand one of the best places in the world to be a child. There's never been a more important time for us as a region to join, work and grow together. I look forward to continuing our close regional cooperation and our shared desire within Apec to make positive change. I wish you all the very best for your deliberations.
Greetings from our very own Department of Education here in the Philippines. Our vision, agenda, and education mandates are guided by our own constitution and captures our international commitments like the Sustainable Development Goals. With the onset of COVID, we have adopted the policy approach of blended learning. And as we continue to adapt and evolve to the challenges of our times, we continue to review our vision of education for 2030. We're facing 3 major sets of challenges. One is catching up with technology, science, engineering, and mathematics, which is important for survival in the modern world. And second, never forgetting our identity as a people with our own history, our culture, our poetry, our music, and all that makes life worth living for our people. Thirdly, we are looking into the future itself, a future beyond the usual political exercises. And so we are creating and enhancing our Education Futures Unit beyond elections, beyond what we know at this time, and getting a feel of what the students will be confronting when they leave school to go to university or to work or to become leaders of society. So these are the 3 challenges which we face at present and the vision which has shaped such responses to these challenges. Thank you very much.
Ms. Trinuk Thientong, Minister for Education Thailand, ladies and gentlemen, a warm greeting to all of you from Singapore. I would like to thank the Ministry of Education Thailand for inviting us to share our thoughts on the future of education, and I'd like to congratulate your ministry for convening the first in-person APEC Education Network meeting since 2020. We are glad that all of us are able to meet up in person and to discuss educational cooperation in APEC. Allow me to paint a quick picture of our vision of Education 2030. First, we must educate for the future. As the past few years have shown us, we will need to be flexible and adaptable, to not just cope with disruptions to our way of life, but to thrive in the face of new challenges. In Singapore, our priority is to ensure our students are ready to face an increasingly volatile and uncertain world. We do this through cultivating strong values and social-emotional competencies alongside knowledge and skills. Second, we must educate for impact. Our students cannot be mere bystanders to the world's challenges. They must also take the initiative to identify problems and propose solutions to leave the world a better place. Take, for example, the issue of sustainability. While we cannot predict each and every challenge we will face in the future, we do know that climate change is becoming an increasingly pressing issue. In addition to preparing our students with the skills necessary to thrive in the green economy, we must also encourage them to identify how they can be part of the solution. Third, we must educate for life. It is no longer enough for our students to learn only in schools. They will have to learn, relearn, and reskill many times over their lives. This requires a mindset shift in how we see the role of education. In Singapore, we are giving students more time and space to explore their passions and engage in self-directed learning. As we all work towards quality education for sustainable growth, forums like EdNet are important because they provide a platform to share their experiences so that together we will have a collection of ideas and best practices to tap on to achieve our aims. I wish all of you a very fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Apec Education Ministers, distinguished Apec Education Network members, ladies and gentlemen, education is a key mechanism for developing human potential to enable Apec to achieve its goals of creating a sustainable economies. The pandemic has rapidly changed the way we live and work. The educational system worldwide has to be adjusted to overcome challenges through transforming the way it's managed. The impact of online learning is huge, especially among students who have challenges in getting online resources and full support from parents due to the financial difficulties. The Ministry of Education of Thailand has taken these scenarios into account and considered provision of multiple interventions to address the issue. For example, Bring the Kids Back to School project, aiming to help school dropouts to return to their schooling and set a target for zero unenrolled students. The promotion of the quality school, targeting for effective mobilization of school resources to raise the quality of learning and teaching, and the provision of global citizen education to empower learners to assume active roles both locally and globally in building more peaceful, tolerant, inclusive, and secure societies. Apart from the quality of schools, the safety of students and education personnel are also dear to my heart, and the MOE Safety Center is promoted to improve safety of students and education personnel both in school and in their daily lives. The Ministry of Education believes that combined efforts must be enhanced to ensure that education will never stop and all our children can contribute their education while no one will be left behind. To realize our vision for Apec Education 2030, all economies should cooperate and work together to ensure that all the children are fully provided with educational resources and all the citizens can access quality education. We commit to working with Apec members' economies to jointly develop our people with the right skill to contribute to a sustainable world, a world where people live together happily and peacefully. Thank you.
Excellency, APEC colleague, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and pleasure to share with you my vision on education towards 2030 at the 39th APEC Education Network meeting today. On behalf of the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation of Thailand, I would like to extend my very warm and cordial welcome to everyone, both virtually and physically. higher education is one of the key elements which contributes to the human capital development and sustainable growth by fostering capacity building with technology and innovation. The COVID-19 pandemic prompted us to rethink and reshape our education system at all levels. The study from the World Economic Forum demonstrates that pandemic has accelerated the transformation in the world education. Responding to the rapid change, our ministry has formulated policies to enhance higher education competitiveness throughout various initiatives. The key strategies include improving quality, developing university competencies, enhancing internationalization, promoting university industry academia collaboration, and accelerating research and innovation, not only in science and technology, but also in arts and humanities. These could propel our universities into the future by producing graduates equipped with 21st century skills, aligning with local and global labor market needs. Today, we live in a new normal era. There is no better time for all Apec economies to work collaboratively in order to accomplish the goals of education towards 2030. Finally, I wish you all to stay safe and healthy. Thank you very much.